of course, brought Dynamite Kid to Stampede Wrestling. I have a few questions about him, but I just wanted to ask you, Jake the Snake mentioned when we interviewed him that Dynamite was roughing Bret up in their matches a lot in Stampede, and Jake said he found this quite amusing. Do you have any recollection that Dynamite
Not really. As you might recall too, because you were in Stampede a bit later on, but the style tended to be a bit rugged, a bit solid or stiff or whatever you want to call it. So a few potatoes here and there, but it was sort of just the mindset up there with, it was a more kind of a solid style, and guys like Dynamite and some of the Japanese guys and Bad News and some of them were pretty solid, as they say. So I never ever perceived, I worked with Dynamite many a time, and we exchanged more than a few potatoes, but I never discerned that it was intentional, and we frankly liked the style. Dynamite was maybe a bit stiff, but at that time we were endeavoring to make people believe, as they should be today.
And you've told us this story off camera when we were doing the training in the dungeon, but there's a story that's been written about in several books where Dynamite Kid attacked you up in the Northwest Territories. Do you mind just telling a short version of that, the true version? Yeah,
it was it was kind of stupid. I'm on more than good terms now with Dynamite and them, but we had some kind of a abortion of a trip up to Yellowknife, which is about 2,000 miles north to Alaska or some bullshit like that. And I remember this trip was kind of preceded by one van breaking down, and there's about 18 guys in one vehicle, and the last 600 miles was gravel and all this other, and I think we had a show the preceding night in Yellowknife, and then we were supposed to drive back to this other Eskimo outlet called Hay River on the way back, and I think Dynamite and them maybe went into the bar and got plastered, or a whole bunch of them, and I had driven down the preceding night after the matches because I had to do radio interviews in the morning on the Hay River radio. And anyway, to make a long story short, show was supposed to start at about 7 or something like that, and by 7:30, the only wrestlers there were Bulldog Brown, his son, his supposed son or his nephew, Kerry Brown, and myself. And we had a pretty good house, about 1,500 people or something like that. So anyway, we're waiting, and we don't want to give them their money back. And so finally I worked with Kerry Brown. And I think we worked about 45 minutes, and I told Bulldog if the boys haven't arrived yet by 45 minutes or whatever, do some kind of an interference, and we'll shoot a spin-off angle, and I'll work with you then. So that's what we did. So I had worked about 45 minutes with Kerry, and then Bulldog did something, and I shot an angle and said, I'll kick your ass and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I worked with Bulldog for about another 45 minutes, and finally I had somebody signal to me that they had arrived. So I've been working about 90 minutes. I come back to the dressing room, and the Faces dressing room, and I'm talking to, I think, Benoit. And I'm just saying, where the hell have you guys been, or what the hell's going on? The show was supposed to start at 7. It's like 9 o'clock or something now, and from out of the blue, I guess Dynamite had come in from behind and from the heels dressing room or whatever, but I didn't even see it and just wham, and I got like hit in the side from behind and I think it dislocated my jaw. And then I think my brother Dean, who was a referee or something, he kind of, came in and I was like half dazed from the damn shot to the head. And then Dynamite was, drunk and belligerent and fuck you and all this. And that was sort of that. And then he later on, I made peace with him later on, but he told me that there is this other a-hole who's in the territory named Ricky Rice had supposedly been saying that I was laughing about how the Bulldogs must, they used to fly first class in WWE or some bullshit. And now they're riding 18 guys in one of Stu's broken down vans over 1,000 miles of gravel, and that I was making fun of them, which I wasn't. And even if I had been, it would have been, not knocking them or anything like that, and they had been
a joke on a road trip.
So I think, so it was mostly just shit disturbing. And so that was about that, it was a bit frustrating given that I just worked 90 minutes and get my damn jaw broken over some bullshit like that.